Since its launch in 2014, Elite Dangerous has been at the forefront of space exploration and space simulation, offering players an entire replica of the Milky Way galaxy to explore, trade, fight in, and live in. But 2025, well, that's just a little bit different. So different, in fact, it could be the game's most iconic year to date. Over the now near 4 years since Odyssey launched, Frontier Developments have worked very, very hard to regain players' trust and bring players like myself back to the game. And while some of us returned, it never lasted. I would return and enjoy it for a little bit, then I would get bored and move back to Star Citizen or World of Warcraft. There appeared, at least for a while, to be a lack of direction and a lack of motivation from Frontier Developments. And at one point I genuinely feared that FDev were done with pushing Elite Dangerous. Then 2024 came. They flooded players with the best year in the game's history, with the Thargoid War, Titans, new ships, and new content with Power Play 2.0. 2024 saw us battling the Thargoid scum in what was the largest ever community event in the game's history, peaking with the iconic battle against the Titan Cohejo. At least I think that's how you say it. The game updates were that good that even someone like myself who was not actively playing, and for periods not even paying attention to the game, were forced to start paying attention. The Thargoid War and the new ships were everywhere on YouTube, and rightly so. Frontier Developments has done an amazing job in restoring Elite Dangerous to its former glory. That now, Odyssey to me is a must-buy for those of us that are into space sim games, or even those of us that like the look of the genre. Odyssey is now so cheap that the value proposition is there, and it's there in spades. Others clearly agree, as Elite Dangerous is seeing higher player numbers now than it has since the Odyssey expansion dropped and players didn't take to it and left. However, that's behind us. We move forward now, together. And Elite Dangerous is in an amazing position. But that was last year. It's been, it's gone, it's done. And well, FDev have not taken the foot off the gas. They know that 2025 has to be an even bigger year than last. Hot off the heels of the Thargoid War and the downfall of the Titans, at least for now, Trailblazers has dropped, allowing the player base to permanently shape the landscape of populated space in any way they want. We can build space stations, ground stations on planets, start to make bridges to other areas of the galaxy, and we can extend the bubble wherever we feel like it. Now, I'm not going to pretend that this update is intended for me, it's not. This part of the game does not interest me personally, but what players do with this, well, that interests me tremendously. We already have the Colonia Bridge given to us by FDev. Now, where will the player base take us next? That's the exciting part, and I, for one, cannot wait to see how this unfolds. The bubble as we knew it is gone, it's dead, and long live the new and I'm sure ever expanding bubble. Which mega power is going to expand the furthest and control the most amount of space with Power Play 2.0? We'll have to wait and see, and for once, the player base are in complete control of where we take this game, and I love that. On top of Trailblazers, there will be 2 further updates and more ships coming in 2025. A summer update bringing Vanguards, which is looking like it's going to bring something akin to guilds to the game and focusing on group play. Something the game has desperately lacked meaningful gameplay for since, well, forever. Sure, it's been there, but it's never been a true focus of Frontier Developments, certainly in the time I've been playing. This might even bring a banking system, which will allow long-term players to help out new players with some credit gifting, or allow you to transfer credits between a couple of your accounts. Something the game has vitally needed, in my opinion. Factions forming and taking over the galaxy, with the power play system behind it, it sounds absolutely outstanding. On top of that, there's a third update planned for this year, towards the end of the year, but we have no information on that just yet. In 2024, they had an update planned for year end, and that turned out to be Colonization, which sure, it landed a little bit later than planned, but guess what? That means 3 updates this year, hopefully. There's also the ability to buy ships on the store, which I guess is a mixed bag for some. I know people hate transactions on stores, etc. They're coming from Star Citizen, and they're quite frankly extortionately overpriced ships there. The Elite Dangerous suite of ships on the store really doesn't bother me. They're not expensive, especially compared to Star Citizen, and I've already personally bought 4, and I got 4 ships for less than some of the price I paid for some of my ships in Star Citizen, and they're not even the expensive ones. I bought the Mandalay twice, 1 for each of my accounts, as I've got an account in Colonia and I've got an account in the Bubble, as well as the Type 8 and the Python Mark II. All phenomenal ships. The Mandalay being my favourite ship in the game by a light year. That ship is so good. With this and the station naming service, Elite Dangerous, I would imagine, is probably turning over some of the largest profits the game has seen outside of an expansion release. Having this form of income, while not to everyone's taste, is so important to the future of the game. This will show FDev that Elite still has a stake in the space sim game genre and allow them to continue to develop it. And if it takes some ships on the store for us to get more great content for Elite, then I'm all in. So what are your thoughts on the current and future state of Elite Dangerous? Let me know in the comments below. But there we have it. With everything I've mentioned in this video, along with subtle changes like the SCO drive and the changes to engineering, I firmly believe that Elite Dangerous is in its best and strongest position than it's ever been. And 2025 and beyond is looking very, very bright. Until next time, I've been Just Dave reminding you all to stay elite and stay dangerous.